Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. Sorry I haven't uploaded in a while. I have a backlog of videos that I'm trying to upload right now, and I'm really struggling to get them out. So this one was supposed to come out a while ago. This is for the Septembit, which happens every year, and it's for the month of September. You make something according to a prompt, hosted by Saultoons. I highly recommend participating if you are an artist. It's a lot of fun. Anyways, here's the video.
Hank was an experiment gone wrong. He was trying out an experimental firefighter suit when his entire body burst into flames due to an error in the air intake. He is now permanently tied to the suit as an endless inferno. The scientists who made him now call him Ifrit. What happens when a ghost possesses a body of water? You get blob. Thankfully, a passive ghost who lurks in the pipes of homes and sewer systems. The most damage he has caused is some leaks, but he is constantly monitored just in case. Old wise tales spoke of the wind snatching up people after they heard a woman's laughter. It turns out this is no story, as the spirit of Lana takes revenge on all those who would wander into her airspace. Her death came from a flying accident, and she makes sure no one forgets it. A benign creature who enjoys pranking your grandma or grandpa is Turtur. Turtur looks and acts like a pot most of the time, but when you turn your back, he will move and shuffle the other pots. He's even known to tap you on the shoulder so you can look at his mischief. If he gets a good reaction out of you, he'll run away with his iconic laugh. Tur, 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 tur. It is never a good day when a mad scientist doesn't put a GPS tracker on his toys. Dr. Ham Hanger built one of the most advanced models of the life cycle of sharks, which revolutionized our understanding of their breeding and eating habits. Unfortunately, after one too many failed experiments out of anger, he put out a metal shark that only had the knowledge of how the sharks eat. Needless to say, getting rid of the shark is top priority. While John may look like a normal man in a weird Halloween costume, that is where he has fooled you. We don't know what he does or how he does it, but women flock to him and even come to him in droves. He must be using a mind control technique to control them, or he is a central mind of a hive mind collective. A creature easy to confuse with a bat is the Gnarl. That is, if you're standing miles away. Despite its silhouette matching a bat, it is 10 times as big and inhabits some of the largest caves in the world. Its mouth body is a mystery to scientists, as few have come back from expeditions to see it, but it is theorized they eat similarly to filter feeders in the ocean. Easily one of the funniest or most annoying ghosts to exist is Punch. Residing in a boxing glove, he loves to punch people in the face with his body. He has never truly hurt someone, so oftentimes the punched get very annoyed with him, and the unpunched can't stop laughing. Do keep him away from fragile objects, though. Because of his careless nature, he is known to be a bull in a tiny shop. A trap set by an angrat is one you don't want to fall for. Angrats get their name for being a big rat that uses anglerfish hunting tactics. It's looking to catch anything from a mouse to a small dog. And this makes them most useful for farmers as they kill off pests. They do leave big tunnels that have been known to collapse just as you step on them. In a year, 100 or more farmers have to take hospital visits for angle injuries. The once beloved piranha plant from Plants vs. Zombies has now taken physical form due to a hologram device gone rogue. It eats any person it sees, but thankfully, due to a lack of legs, it's very slow. If you go out and about, consider the bear principle. Bring someone slower than you. No one knows when the snail entered our reality. We do know it will never leave. Almost like an analogy of the Grim Reaper, the snail forever follows someone until it touches them. Once touched, the hunted die instantly, and the snail finds a new target. All means of harm have been dealt to the snail, none have been effective. The snail is eternal. Mosquitoes would not be the animal I would do experiments on, but the people over at Ham Labs thought they could lead to advancements in disease prevention. Instead, they made a giant mosquito that broke out. What makes it worse is that it has an aptitude to carry diseases. Mostly livestock have become prey to this abomination, but the sooner it's caught, the better. Being happy is usually an emotion we want to stay in forever and ever and ever and ever. But a jingling of a bell, and behind you will be a happy clown. He is so happy to see you, he simply must take you home. Where his home is still unknown. Conversely, being sad will get you killed too. The weeping willow seeks out sad souls in the forest and collects them. Your souls are ripped straight out of your body and taken to its den. If you see the tree by the same name, just hope you're having a good day. An urban legend among conductors is if you stay at a stop too long, the midnight train will come for you. This is used to keep rookies on time and awake during the night, but with the recent incident, one can only guess. A whole train was derailed, or should I say catapulted, off the tracks, instead of blaze. Let's just hope it was something else. One of the most public and carefully monitored monsters of the past decade is the Iceman Hugo. Hugo is an unknown species frozen solid in the Atlantic. Found by an expedition team funded by Ham, the discovery sparked much consternation among the public, but the discourse in the scientific community has led to many to stay far away. Whatever Hugo is, hopefully, is never figured out. Blob's little brother wanted so badly to follow in his footsteps, except he doesn't have very good eyesight. Instead of inhabiting a body of water, he found a lava lamp. Not too practical to hunt or explore the world in, he recently broke out, but something tells me he isn't going anywhere anytime soon. Smoking has many side effects, one of which is not becoming smoke. So how did a crook become living smoke? He stole experimental cigarettes from Ham Labs. What they were intended to do, we don't know, but we do know a man has now become the best conduit to steal everything. I never considered souls to come from other animals until I saw my entire dozen of eggs try to bite me. These pests are easy to get rid of, but all too common. The souls of the unborn chickens inhabit the eggs and try to get revenge on farmers. Every family has had a dozen break out on them at some point or another. Thankfully, no substantial damage has been done by these critters. If your worst fear is having a slimy ghost come out of your head, then you best shower regularly. For some reason, if someone doesn't shower, this projection will start to hover over them, coming straight out of their head. It doesn't act like a ghost, it is more of a warning for everyone else to buy nose plugs. It is not known if projection will do anything, as most documented events have the person immediately showering after it shows up. Many tinfoils will try to convince you that there is a civilization underneath us. And their beacon of proof is Marvin. He is a goblin with a sack that seems to have unlimited items. He He speaks every language and always assures that he is just selling his wares. Where he gets these items is unknown, and if there is more like him is also unknown. All attempts to follow him into caves have led to him seemingly disappearing into the wind. When one looks to the sky to see the stars, and instead they gaze upon the angel of death, it is no surprise they grow to worship it. Cities disappear in a night. People go crazy in an hour. Life stops in a second. These are the described experiences of people who had first-hand encounters with the harbinger of madness. The last sound you want to hear when climbing a mountain is the light ping of the Pardo Sonus. Being completely blind, the Pardo Sonus uses the floating balls to sense vibrations to make a sound similar to a light jingle bell. A Japanese legend says if you make 1,000 origami cranes, you'll be granted a long life. In the case of 1,000 cranes made right when someone dies, the life instead goes to the cranes. This flock of paper will kill with paper cuts, of which the pain is unimaginable. It is best to hide indoors if you see a paper cloud. The hologram machine that brought you Plants vs. Zombies to life was thought to be under control until Halloween, when people were swarmed by carrots from Monsters vs. Aliens. The machine had been localized to one town, and we should thank God they didn't make it further for the amount of property damage that they occurred. We finally shut down the hologram machine for good after that incident. When you are the CEO's nephew, you're bound to make some mistakes the average Joe would not. For instance, bringing in a toaster to a live experiment because you don't know why the toaster won't work. His final words before becoming a toaster were, "How come my toast burnt?" He is now a very functional toaster who lives in the CEO's kitchen. Dr. Hamhanger had another project that went awry and is far more dangerous. His ingenious nanobots were going to change the way we do life, but when it came out that all they could do was move around, his rage consumed him. He upgraded his nanobots and released them onto the city, wrecking most of the infrastructure. When darkness suffocates, one looks to light for breath, the only irony being they were safer in the dark. The angel that had descended upon us on a still night has caused nights of pain and worship. Every day followers flocked to the town the angel had just destroyed to worship its divine punishment. They mock the dead as they tread over people's burnt bodies and pray to their new savior. This savior is completely indifferent to these worshippers and would destroy their town in a heartbeat if it had one. Even so, it seems the faith in it has caused it to grow. What was once the size of a suburban home now is the size of a county. It is unknown how large it can grow, or if destroying towns is causing it to grow. Either way, we must hope it does not reach a city, because we have hit the angel with so many different weapons, I'm surprised it doesn't look like a porcupine. None have been effective, and I don't think any will. I now pray to my God, and hope this isn't his angel. Turturs and Angrats are an old person's nightmare. While very uncommon, a Turtur and Angrat have been found to team up to prank people. More often than not, as an old person, as that's what a Turtur prefers to antagonize. This is a rare bond to find in nature, as the relationship does not help either creature in survival, but merely for enjoyment. Some theorize it might be the Angrat looking for shelter and warmth, but it is unknown. It can be quite funny to see this combo, as it looks like the Angrat is controlling the Turtur like a pilot in a mech suit. It is unknown why Turturs give up control, or if they actually give up control at all. It's just another mystery this duo possesses. The most extreme story to come out of this combo is when they lured a poor old grandma who was gardening into a 3-foot hole. Apparently they laid a glass weave over the hole and used one of her pots to lure her to the hole. She reported that she had just wanted to put her pot back, but she never could quite reach it. She was stuck there for 4 hours before her husband noticed she was missing. The news anchors got a kick out of that. Normally they'll pull more harmless pranks, like rearranging your garden, stealing your porch furniture, and tripping you. The best way to get rid of this duo is to ignore their pranks. Nothing can irritate them more than not getting a reaction. A monstrous being who dwells in the mountains is Taco. He is ancient in comparison to the mountains that he sleeps on. His calls echo over the land, sending gusts of birds tumbling. A paw print can be confused with a meteor strike, and his hair has fallen trees. To awaken him is death, so one must be careful in every step when climbing his mountains. It is said in old textiles that he is an easily tempered god who must be pleased at all times. For this empire did not know what milk tasted like, as they gave all of it to Taco. The last textile left from that empire states that a famine took out most of their cows. Other civilizations have come upon Taco too, and not paid him much mind, either out of fear or as courtesy not to bother him. Nowadays he's an attraction for people all around the world. He keeps to his territory, but that doesn't mean he isn't monitored 24/7. He is off limits for safety reasons, but helicopter flybys and mountain view hotels are permitted to observe him. It is theorized that Taco is at the end of his life, as he has taken a much more sedentary lifestyle than is described in history.
Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm sorry for not uploading sooner, but life just gets in the way. I'm going to close out now with some different color palettes, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.